Are you ready to be scared to death? Join me, Scary Larry Dwyer, and the boys from Pint Comics as we take you on a terrifying journey through Scary Larry's Pint Horrors.
ไปแล้วขับไปเร็วเข้ามันเกิดอะไรขึ้นล่ะครับคุณไปสิเร็วๆขับไปอะไรงงแล้วเนี่ยไปแล้วสิอะไรกันนะคุณรีบๆออกรถสิเร็วเดี๋ยวไม่ติดแล้วโอ้ยอะไรวะเนี่ยไปเร็วโอ้ย
Welcome to the 200 and something episode of the Pint Comics podcast. And today, since you heard Scary Larry's intro, we are doing another Pint of Horrors episode featuring the movie, what is it called?
High Tension?
High Tension.
A.K.A. Hot Tension.
Hot Tension.
Hot Tension.
Yeah.
Those are great French accents.
Hot Tension. My name is Lloyd.
I'm John, and this is episode 5 of season 2 of Scary Larry's Pint of Horrors. You might be saying, I forgot you guys even did this.
Yeah.
Because the last Pint of Horrors episode came out in September. It was the Dolph Lundgren Don't Kill It.
So good. So good.
So are we gonna
Can we just talk about that one again?
No, I'm done. I'm done
Come
with
on,
that one.
Chris. Jesus Christ.
I'm done with that one.
Sorry.
Joining us
Too early, Chris.
Joining us for the first time on a Pint of Horrors episode is Chris Frodell from Arguing with Myself. Now, Chris,
Yes.
This is kind of funny. You're like kind of a self-professed not a horror guy, right?
I have been disappointed in many horrors.
Oh,
Horrors.
I've never been disappointed in them.
Never disappointed in the prior.
Okay.
What?
So, but in all seriousness, you're not really a guy that goes after a lot of horror stuff.
Right.
Right.
Because, they just think they're smarter than they are, and, everything
They're
gets
too
wrapped up in
pretentious.
everything gets wrapped up nicely in a bow,
Not always.
Did you ever see His House?
Yes, I started that.
Oh, it started.
Started that.
It's a great movie.
I got it. But for the most part, with most horror films of nowadays, you have a bunch of idiots for an hour and a half in a movie, but then somehow they know how to defeat the millennia old demon.
All right.
I got a guy who's a demonologist. Who has that?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you referring to Sinister? I'm thinking of
Oh,
Sinister.
you know what? That's yes. That was my problem with that. I'm like, suddenly you know who to get for an exorcism.
Right.
You know who to get who's a demonologist. You know that this person's being possessed by something.
So the genre is not necessarily your favorite.
No.
Okay.
But I have been pleasantly surprised with some.
The weird thing with Chris is that Chris isn't a horror guy.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
He came along to do the other show we did tonight, and he's here for this.
Yep.
And every time we do Connecticut Horror Fest, Chris is hanging out with us. we can't get Chris to go to Comic-Cons or anything, but then Connecticut Horror Fest is like, I'll be right there. I hate that shit.
we're there.
Oh, I hate this shit, but I'll be right there.
Much better crowd.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
The horror crowd's a good crowd.
Horror crowd is a good crowd. Yeah. Absolutely. So Larry, we're back. We recorded the original episode 5, which was Rubber, with Officer Mike and the lovely Laura. That got lost in the great computer crash of 2021.
Yep.
So we're going to do that towards the end of the season. We re-rolled at some point and got to the 4 movies. What do you remember? The 4 movies that got us to High Tension?
Oh, shit, I do. I actually wrote it. I don't remember, but I do have it on paper.
All right.
So we had, why does this never win? 2017's The Lure.
The Mermaid movie, yeah.
Fuck, it's so good.
That's why it never wins.
Fucking Polish mermaid movie. It's so good. 2012's Excision also.
Oh, I totally want to see that.
Oh, it's so good. Tracy Lords.
Yeah.
And not a Tracy Lords type.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Kids have no idea who Tracy Lords is.
Not well, yeah. They don't know, or if they do, they don't know what she was known for
Before
when we were
Crybaby.
younger. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, is that the woman from Crybaby?
Wasn't she
with Johnny
known
Depp?
for Serial Mom? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, serial mom. Yeah.
2002's May, which keeps just every
Yeah.
time it's in there, it's right there. And then the winner was 2003's High Tension.
High Tension. All right, let's get talking about High Tension. Originally released on June 18th, 2003 in France. This is a French film.
We are from France.
Last season on Pint of Horrors, along with Stu, we took a sojourn into Spain and talked about Rec. This year we're going to France, talking about Hot Tension.
Hot.
This was directed, that was in 2003. In America, the wide release was June 10th, 2005. So this thing came out 2 years later in America.
Yeah.
America.
America. I want to hear you say this written by name.
Oh, I got both of these. You ready?
All right, let's go.
Directed by Alexander Aha.
Aha.
All right.
Aha.
This guy's made some good stuff.
David Aha.
Yes, he has made some
One of them not so good. He made Piranha 3D, which is fun.
Fun. It's fun.
Which is fun.
It's fun.
He made the Hills Have Eyes remake, which is fucking kick ass.
good.
Oh, the remake. Yeah, that was good.
I've never even seen the original. The remake is fucking really
The
good.
original's
You've
really
never
good.
seen it?
No.
The original's really good,
Yeah.
but it's dated.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Isn't Ted Levine in that?
In the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah. The remake's a hard watch too.
Yeah,
There's
it
some
is. It's rough.
There's some
It's
rough
very
stuff in
rough.
that.
that fucking the guy in the wheelchair that always gets me.
Yeah.
Oh God, smash his head, please.
Oh,
And he made
yeah.
a couple years ago. He made Crawl.
Yeah, fun.
Crawl
Yeah.
was amazing.
So much. Well,
Alligator or crocodile?
amazing
was
strong.
great.
Amazing strong.
All right, amazing. All right, amazing is strong. You're right.
But it was fun.
It was
total
really
fun.
It was
fun.
a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
If you've never seen that one before,
It was in both of our top.
It was in our top
Animal films.
top 10 animal films. Barry Pepper, the character Barry Pepper plays, man, this guy couldn't have been bitten more. Like, by the end of this movie, you're just like, please let him die.
I was,
Pre-bitten.
I was waiting for him to like turn into an alligator.
Yeah.
Like I was like, all right, this has got to be like a were-gator type movie.
or just be a talking head.
Yeah.
I just made something up. A were-gator.
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 Yeah, you probably didn't make that
Script.
up.
I'm gonna fucking no. I fucking made that up.
You made it up?
I made it up.
Chris, have you ever seen
Copyright.
Have you ever seen any of these Alexander Aha movies?
Yes, I have. I did like the Piranha. Like you're right. It is fun. It's
Fun.
you know.
Jerry O'Connell's dick
outlandish.
gets bitten off.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Which
thrown
is
up.
always a treat.
Yeah.
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 You know John Stamos loved that shit.
Oh, yeah.
You
Absolutely.
deserve it, you bastard.
You bastard.
Take my Rebecca Romaine salad.
And Crawl was like I had zero expectations with that,
Yeah.
and I just for the heck of it turned it on, and I was like, "This is I'm invested,"
Yeah.
and had me
Some
all the way
good
through.
tense scenes. Like,
Yeah.
Like fun, funny, like but tense.
Yeah,
But I mean, we're going to talk about another tense.
Yeah,
film.
we're not here to talk about
You
Crawl.
know what was smart about Crawl real quick, Joe? Just what you're saying is it was short too.
Yeah.
Movies like that have to be an hour and a half. You have to
What are
get
you, how much are you going to put in?
you have to get the
right.
situation started,
Yeah.
and you have to just like cram everything you can into that runtime and not get like
This one is short as well, like 125.
129, I think,
Yeah,
yeah.
129.
I want a prequel to Crawl. I want the backstory to everyone.
You want
I want a swimming story about
Yeah,
Like, do you want to see the birth of the alligators?
yeah.
Okay,
I want
all right,
to. Where?
let's- yeah.
What exactly
From egg to crawl?
was their?
Yeah, I
their
get it.
Thing. You
All right. So Alexander Aha has a writing partner. His writing partner is Gregory Levasseur. Now I know how to say Levasseur because when I was in 5th grade, this kid burst into town named John Levasseur, and every girl in my school was like into this kid.
Yeah, he was
First
hot
of
dude,
all-
right?
Hot dude. He was,
First of all, his name was Jean.
no. It was John. It was
No,
the same
it
as mine.
not.
But where I was saddled with the meatball last name of a Menta, you know, this kid comes in and he's like, "Oh, I'm John
Yeah.
Levasseur."
Levasseur.
Was he a hockey player?
He was not a hockey player.
No, no. Mon Dieu.
what was it in the? I'm going to quote the Love Guru. It is a Quebec pizza. It is a Pop Tart with the ketchup on it.
It sounds like he had a stash of like oils or something.
He probably did.
know?
He probably did.
Yeah.
I don't know how much we could talk about 5th grade like that here. So these guys together wrote the stuff we talked about before. They also co-wrote together the 2012 Maniac remake with Elijah Wood, which you've never
I
seen.
still have not seen that.
It's actually
haven't
pretty
either.
good.
Yeah,
It's pretty
You
good.
got to see that.
Yeah, we talked about.
Is it really
and speaking
greasy?
of Maniac,
It's not as greasy.
there's definite
Oh yeah,
parallels here.
we have another touch there, and also Mirrors, which I think is a Kiefer Sutherland thing. I've never seen
I've
that.
never seen it either.
But they wrote that together, and Aha directed that. All right, Manster, let's...
You know that's going to happen all show, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Manster,
Where's the spoon?
before we get to the cast, can you give us the bumper sticker for High Tension?
The bumper sticker. Yeah. Basically, a young woman is visiting her friend's family, and then she creates like this nonsensical web of deception for the audience. Right?
Okay.
While a deranged killer kills the family and kidnaps her friend.
Let's get this right out in the open right now. Okay, Larry, this is your show, Scary Larry's Pint of Horrors.
Hey.
Are we just going to talk about the twist openly immediately right off the bat?
I think we
Yeah, this is.
I feel like
this
we
is
have
where
to.
I'm a little. That's why
think we
about
should
bumper
wait.
sticker was.
Wait a little bit?
Let's talk about the movie as the movie.
All right.
unfolds.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can
So
try.
we'll get to it in
we'll get
due
to
time.
it when it gets there.
Okay. All right, Manster.
Because it's a completely different movie once that happens.
Right.
Let's talk about the movie until that happens.
Okay.
And then we
All right.
can discuss whether or not that works.
Okay. All right, Manster, who's in this thing?
So I'm just going to give you 3 names because
No,
nobody's
give him
going to
I
know.
want you to read fucking.
Nobody's
all
going to
of
know
them.
any of them.
Who played Tom?
Also, Mel Poutou.
All right. First one name, just like Madonna, Mai Wen as Alex.
Mai Wen.
She is the brunette in this. She's a French actress and filmmaker married to in the 90s to Luc Besson.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you might know his name.
Problematic.
Yeah, he's very problematic.
She also did appear in his movie Leon the Professional.
Dude, he married
And in
her
The
when
Fifth
she was
Element.
like 14.
Yeah, young.
Yeah.
He's got a lot
Yes.
of shit going on.
He was
that
like
guy.
39.
It wasn't a very long marriage.
Well, what, 14 to 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have Cecile de France as Marie. She's the blonde girl. She's a Belgian actress, did a lot of French cinema, and appeared in a movie I actually saw called Hereafter with Matt Damon.
Yeah, that was a Clint Eastwood movie, and she just starred, I guess, in the what's the new Wes Anderson, The French Dispatch.
Oh.
She's in.
okay.
That's a segment movie. She's in one of the segments. I was just reading that yesterday because I she's a French actress, but after I watched this, I went, I wonder if I've ever seen her in anything else, and just so happens she's
Right.
in a movie that's out right now. That's pretty big.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And the last
It's an
one,
American movie?
It's an American movie, but it takes place in Paris, I guess.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Paris.
Paris. Gay Paris.
The last one is going to be Philippe Nehan as the killer, who pound for pound, he really goes at it for greasiness with Joe Spinell.
He's a greasy fuck, this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a scene where he puts his fingers in a young girl's
Oh
mouth.
my God, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
And those nails were not well.
No, nothing was clean on this fucking guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very dirty Gerard Depardieu.
He is.
Yeah, very dirty.
He died last year of COVID related.
He is as a
Who's Gerard
French character actor.
No, Philip whatever his
Philippe Nehan. Yeah, he's a French character actor, known
Yeah.
for a lot of French horror movies and thrillers. And he died from a complication of COVID in April of 2020.
He was actually in one of the other big new French extremity films called Irreversible by Gaspar Noé.
name. No, I want you to explain this
Gaspar.
because every time I read anything about High Tension,
Yeah.
and you have mentioned it before on the show, I've heard this before. What is the new French extremity?
It's just, a fucking country starts making horror movies and some journalist decided to dub it the new French extremity. It's just, there was a time in the 90s and 2000s where the French were making some real fucked up, super bloody, super horrorful, whether it was psychological or just gory to look at. Movies. Gaspar Noé's made some like Irreversible, like I was just talking about. Trouble Every Day with Vincent Gallo, who's scummy anyway.
Right.
So, he fits. In My Skin, Inside, Martyrs. These are all part of the new French extremity
I think,
movement.
yeah, I was going to check that Martyrs out because I remember
Martyrs
you
is one of
talking
my
about how
favorites.
much you loved it, and I saw it when I was watching this movie on Tubi, by the way, for free. Afterwards, it said you can watch the next one. It was Martyrs.
Don't watch there's an American remake.
Yeah, no, this was definitely the French one.
That's the one.
I know.
Inside is one of my fucking home invasion movies. Fuck me up, and that's one of the most fucked up ones. Like,
And this is essentially a home invasion movie we're talking about now as
For
well.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk. You brought that up, Chris. How did you watch this? How did you watch
Tubi.
Tubi?
And this was a while back that I think the last time I saw this was October, but I had seen it previously, and Melanie had seen it the first time.
So we all saw it on Tubi. Larry, I'm sure you watched the Blu-ray with 17 extra discs, and so you got it at the archive, great archive in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
In its native tongue.
So the version you guys saw, I saw it on Tubi as well. It's dubbed, partially, but then
Not very well.
not well. And I think Larry had said that
I didn't watch it. I don't watch it dubbed.
I hate dub versions too. I was irritated by that, but it dips into French quite a bit too, where they don't dub things.
That's weird.
And then
Like all the music is in French.
all you mean the song lyrics and stuff?
Yeah, even
I was
like the radio is in French and the Muse. I love Muse and they have a great song in this, but that's in French as well.
There's dialogue that's in French. Like it dips out of. When you said the music's in French, I'm like, what the fuck? That's like that is either the coolest fucking album title ever, or the most like mind blowing statement ever. The music is all French.
That's my new podcast.
Yeah.
Music is in French.
The music is in French. All right, Larry, you watched the version. I'm assuming subtitles, the whole 9 yards. Okay.
Yeah, I always watch subtitles if available.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
No choice on Tubi though.
No, Tubi didn't give us a choice. Now you had mentioned before that there are varying levels also on these versions of gore, right?
There's the R-rated version, which is what most people, which I think is what's on Tubi, where they definitely tone down the gore a good deal. It doesn't really. There's no like extra scenes added. It's just more gore that they.
Right. It's just more graphic depictions of a lot of the murders.
Yeah, like I mentioned, that decapitation scene is much longer.
Okay.
The axe in the store is much close-ups and things like that. It's definitely the
arterial
the
spurting.
The unrated version's got a lot more gore.
That's a good opening band name.
Arterial spurting.
You guys see Arterial Spurt?
Like a front row, man.
They're fucking insane this year, dude. You hear their new album? The music is in French. Oh, I almost killed Larry. I'm sorry, Larry.
I'm good.
All right. So here we go. Let's get into it. We got a couple of college-age girls. Now, here's the other thing that I thought was weird, and I wanted to bring this up to you, Larry, is that in the version we saw, a plot point that they bring up is that the Mai Wen character, what's her name again? The brunette. Alex, the brunette, is that she's not French. She's American, and that her family has moved to France. She makes a comment. Remember, she says, we've only been here a few months. We know less French than most people. Mm-hmm. That's not in the regular version, right? In the regular version, she's a French girl, right?
I always thought she was.
I think they changed. I think through dubbing, they changed a little bit of the idea, the plot of this, because they even said my father bought the farm and they've been renovating it, and we've been here for 6 months. And she says something about my French is worse than my parents, or theirs is worse than mine.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that it matters to the plot. But.
Right. It doesn't really matter.
Well, no.
It's interesting.
It doesn't matter. I just wanted to know if that was because that is interesting
regionally.
If you change something totally, right?
Right.
All right. So they're coming home from college essentially, and they're going to go spend the weekend at Alex's.
Studying or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the first scene of the movie, Chris, can you remember the first scene of the movie where we have
the opening scene with the feet.
The feet. The like in kind of like a weird hospital setting.
I don't recall that.
All right,
yeah.
You haven't seen that since October. Okay, I'll go to Master. What happens?
You just see sort of like the backside of someone's feet, and like their toes are like clenching and stuff, and
like
you hear like a mantra repeating over and over.
Yes.
And what was that?
She's saying something, which I think ends up being kind of important to the end.
Right.
That nothing's ever going to come between us again.
Yeah.
She's repeating that to herself over and over again. And this is the Marie character. But she seems like she's been kind of beaten up. Yeah. So then we get to the point where we see them driving home. Is it obvious? Now, one of the biggest audience, I don't want to say audience, well, audience are people that watch this movie. They kind of claim that this is a allegory for a lesbian coming out. Okay. They kind of do make it seem.
I don't know. That's stretching it.
They do make it seem in the beginning that maybe Marie has a thing for Alex. you know, she seems very playful with her. She seems very much like she likes her. And when Alex is kind of talking about guys she likes, she looks irritated.
Yeah.
She at one point says, you know, we're never going to find you a guy. And she looks like... So do you think that has any merit to this? Do you think this movie subtextually is about... like, because there's a lot... like I don't go on Reddit, but like I was looking up this movie, and there's a ton of things that are like the thinly veiled lesbian story that's underneath all of this.
Well, I don't think it's thinly veiled at all. That's exactly what it is. Marie wants Alex.
No. What I mean is like, no, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But I mean, do you think that there's like a level of subtext that's what this whole movie's about? It's one woman coming to grips with her lesbian. Like,
no,
it seems to me like they're thinking too fucking hard.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I think they're thinking. I mean, it's right out on the surface that Marie is clearly a lesbian and wants Alex, and Alex doesn't know that Marie's a lesbian, and she'll never let anything come between them again. Because you're right, every time she's talking about guys, you could see
The other, Marie calls her a slut and stuff like that.
I'm
all
not a
the time.
whore like you, right?
Yeah.
She says.
Yeah, so
But there's still, I mean, to the casual audience, I don't think they would necessarily pick that up at that point.
Yeah.
You know, she still might be just thinking, "Oh, I'm not a slut. I'm a little more conservative than you are."
Yeah, no, I agree. I think sometimes in these movies, I think people start to think a little bit too hard. You know? Chris, who are the members of the family when she gets there? How many members of the family are there?
3.
We got who? We got
father, mother, and a young brother.
cowboy. He's a cowboy.
he is a cowboy.
Little dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
Tom.
Tommy?
Tommy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tommy doesn't want her not to see him in his cowboy outfit because who the fuck cares, right? So they get there like in the middle of the night. Now, here's a couple things I want to bring up. Number one, Alex is a dickhead because she plays that whole joke in the cornfield, which would you have...
that was awful.
So Alex gets out of her car. The family lives on a farm, and apparently a big part of their farm is a cornfield.
Yeah.
They're driving through this farm in the middle of the fucking night, and Alex is like, I saw something running through the corn. She gets out of the car to go investigate, and then she does her little disappear trick. Marie gets out of the car to go investigate. Ha ha ha. Alex goes back to the car, drives down the road a little bit, makes a run after her. Here's my question, and my wife brought it up too. You're in the car, Larry. Do you fucking go out? Like Alex goes out there, obviously. Do you follow her? Or do you just kind of just keep yelling, hey?
Yeah, no.
Hey, yeah.
No, I
going
close
out
the
there.
door.
None of that whole scenario happens. None of it. Not even Alex saying, "Oh, there's someone in the cornfield. Stop the car. I'm
Yeah, just
getting
keep
out."
driving,
that just
right?
doesn't happen.
Right, are you the police of the cornfield?
From what I understand, from what I read, I think did this scene happen after we see the truck, the guy in the truck with the girl?
Right.
The Jeepers Creepers trick.
So that happens in the same cornfield.
Okay.
So what I read at one point was that she was supposed to have seen a glint of the truck driving away
Okay.
while she was in the cornfield, but that never actually happened in the movie.
All right.
Interesting.
So
Now-
I think they just left in a scene that was really meant for something else that was totally useless.
Yeah.
Now we're going to bring up a part of this movie that, again, it's going to be hard not to talk about what this movie's about, but this is a scene that when you find out everything that happens, I don't know if it makes any sense whatsoever.
We'll get
Let's get
to where
there.
that
Alright.
makes sense.
Okay, so, Chris, do you remember the scene with the truck?
Yep.
Describe the scene with the truck.
Truck driver's getting pleasured, and he
Be more specific, Chris.
he's getting a blowy,
Yeah.
and then he comes and gets rid of the head.
It's a fucking decapitated head.
Right. Drops a head right out the
Yeah.
window.
Now, I think it's also important to mention that this scene takes
Is
place...
that littering?
Oh, man.
Sorry.
This scene takes place
It's a few things.
in daylight
There's
hours.
an Indian in the corner with a teardrop. coming out.
This takes
Did it
place
have to be
in
by his
daylight hours, right?
Yes.
This is very important, right?
Native American.
Because
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
can
really
almost
sorry.
I can almost level it off if it happened at night, but it takes place in the daylight hours before Alex and Marie get to the farm. So they get to the farm, they meet the dad. The dad's like, "Oh, it's very nice to meet you." Tom's asleep. The mother's like, "Hey, guys, just, we'll go to bed. We'll have fun tomorrow, right?" And Marie is like, "I'm going to go outside, smoke a cigarette." She goes outside and smokes a
Fucking
cigarette.
French people, man.
Yeah.
French people, they smoke a lot.
Got to go out and smoke.
God damn.
Now, do either of you guys, any of you guys, find it kind of weird that
French
Alex,
people smoke so much?
not just that, that Alex showers with the shower curtain totally open?
I'm cool with that.
I'm okay with it
yeah.
too.
It was odd,
have no
but,
problem.
yeah.
The French.
It is so refreshing.
Yes.
Yeah, because Marie goes outside, sits on a swing,
Right.
and looks up, and You know, there's some boobies
Let's
like,
remember,
right there.
she's on a farm, literally in the middle of nowhere.
No, but
she doesn't know that Marie's outside.
The window open and all that I can get if you live rurally.
You think that?
But there is no curtain
the water's
drawn.
gonna. The water's gonna.
There's no curtain
You're
drawn.
making a fucking mess in that
You are
bathroom.
making a mess. I didn't think about that.
You're making a mess in that bathroom.
I'm just thinking about who can see her. I wasn't really thinking about the
Maybe
water.
it's a very deep shower,
Yeah.
and you know, there's water's not escaping.
I'm a
I
dramatic.
don't know what water pressure is like in France.
I'm a dramatic showerer. I get yelled at by my wife all the
Right.
time because I'm always like making a fuss. I'm like a manatee in that fucking thing. I get it. I'm a big guy, but like I come out and there's fucking water everywhere. I get yelled at all the time. Right. Who's yelling? Someone should be yelling at her about this.
I don't blame. Yeah,
Maybe.
Chris, you causing a lot of ruckus in the bathroom there? A lot of water on the floor?
Okay, so my bathroom.
Chris is like, I only take baths.
No. My bathroom. I have a half window.
Yep.
For my shower.
Where's the other half?
It's open.
Okay.
So I do get water everywhere.
Why is it open?
All right.
There's just no closure for it. It's a stand-up shower.
So you need something that you have to fix it, is what you're saying.
No. It's
always open.
It's fashionable.
Sounds broken to me.
You know.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
I'll show you a picture.
All right, I want a picture of this later on.
I'm not envisioning this
I'm not
correctly
either.
in my head.
I'm not either. Do you think Chris...
But yeah, no. If you have a curtain, use it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
You know what, though? I can't really give Chris shit because we just learned about a week ago from our friend Stu from Stu World Order about a Pittsburgh toilet.
No, we didn't. Well, I mean, I found the picture.
You found the picture, but then
Did I hear? I don't think I heard this. Tell me.
So, Larry, explain it. Explain the Pittsburgh toilet.
So, I don't know if somebody
I've heard of
sent
a
me.
Cleveland steamer.
That's totally
this is different.
Yeah,
all
that's
right,
a
all right.
whole-
Okay.
That's
okay.
a whole other ball
That's
of
a
wax.
whole different thing.
We don't need to talk about the Cleveland
Cincinnati
steamer,
bow tie.
rusty trombone, or any of those. The rusty trombone is when you get you get like a fucking full on rager. You tuck it back and then shit on your own dick.
I've heard of
that's a rusty trombone.
A plumpkin too.
Pumpkin is when you get a blowjob on the toilet.
Yeah.
So anyway,
all right. So
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh toilet.
not nearly as glamorous as any of those
Right.
scenarios. But so I find a picture, or somebody sent it to me, that a Pittsburgh toilet apparently in Pittsburgh for some reason.
World War II era?
World War II era. There's a
Freestanding.
freestanding
All
random
right.
toilet in the basement, no walls around it, just in like the middle of the basement.
All right.
So I found a picture of one and put it on Stu's timeline, and he's like, "Yeah, the house I grew up in had one of
Every
those."
one of my bad dreams, I think, includes a Pittsburgh toilet.
Can I see this?
Yeah.
This is weird.
I need to see.
It's a
This.
very nice bathroom, by the way.
Thank you.
Very nice bathroom.
Heated floor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you understand what's
That's
going on
amazing.
there?
That's the best.
I lost it.
Oh,
I
man.
tried to zoom in.
Man, come on.
I know, I fucked up.
So a Pittsburgh toilet is very weird.
Yeah, it's a toilet in the middle of the room with no walls around it.
Yeah. So I guess you just it's just there.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And Stu had one as a kid,
Like
I
I said.
guess.
Is that like
that's a
Married
nightmare.
to the Mob where you have the tub in the middle of the kitchen?
I don't know. Was that a thing?
Yeah.
Never saw that movie.
It's good.
All right.
Oh,
so
that is a good movie.
So let's get back into high tension. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Sorry. Tangent. We're
a little
very
bit of
good
a
at that
tangent.
here.
A little bit of a tangent. All right. So Marie's outside, and then she goes inside, and she decides, as most people would, to put her headphones on, not lock the door, and fucking snap her fucking beaver in half, right? Like
She's flicking the bean.
She's snapping that beaver.
She is fucking smacking
She
her
wants it
pussy like it's like it owes her money.
I'm not going to touch it.
So, Chris, if you're at some stranger's house, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if your first inkling is to masturbate there, but if your first inkling was to masturbate there, are you locking the door? Are you putting headphones on? Do you want to know someone might be coming as you are coming? You know, like
That's what I'm into.
Yeah. Are you into getting
I'm
caught?
like, oh, wait, are they coming?
Here it comes.
You know,
All right.
and if they don't, then I don't.
all right. So Marie's in there flicking the bean. Everybody else is sleeping.
To what's the word? You're just another girl. That's the song she's listening
Yeah.
to. You're just another girl.
Yeah. She's doing a lot in there.
Sad.
So all of a sudden, we get the fucking world's most invasive fucking doorbell. He's like,
It's not a doorbell.
That was.
it's like a goddamn dumbwaiter thing.
You know
or-
what it reminded
That's
me
like
of?
a UPS thing when
Yeah,
they're outside in a warehouse.
Remember when Starling presses the doorbell on fucking.
Yeah.
And you hear it. downstairs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, fucking Buffalo Bill's in here.
Yeah, they're in the middle of this fucking French like farmhouse, and they got this fucking World War II era siren going
All of a
off.
sudden opens the door. Oh, was she a great big fat person?
She's a great big fat person.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. So the father is like, what is happening? He goes downstairs, all irritated. He
I am
gets
the American.
he gets he gets his robe on.
Yeah.
Opens the door, and we got the fucking guy who's getting head from a fucking decapitated head.
Yeah.
As you do.
actually getting hit.
And he doesn't say a word. All he does is he fucking slashes him, I think, with a straight razor.
I thought it was.
Was it?
Looks
Was
like
it in
he
the
hit
head?
him with like an axe,
Hit
like
him
a
in the
hatchet
head
or something.
Okay.
I
Looked
think
like a
so.
hatchet.
Hits him, and now this is where fucking shit goes full bore, right, Larry? What give us everything that starts to happen in this scene.
Well, so he fucking, I think it's a hatchet, smacks him in the head with a hatchet. Dad, like, starts crawling away from it. I don't think Mom's woken up yet.
No,
right?
mom is like
stairs.
fucking.
Yeah, not yet. He's crawling up the stairs.
Everybody else is out. He's trying to crawl up the stairs. Gerard Depardieu comes in. He's wearing Quint's clothes. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
A lot like Quint. So he comes in, and he'll have none of this. He stomps his head through the
Corrected like a Narragansett.
what are those railings?
Yeah, through the rails.
the rails on the staircase.
Yeah.
And then takes the dresser.
Massive dresser.
Yeah, and just that's not like an IKEA
No, IKEA would have
or even
broken.
Bob's.
That is French made.
Yeah,
That's,
this is like French farm made
Yeah,
dress.
this was like 1700s.
There's some
Yeah.
heft.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some heft to that thing. And just so picture, somebody in, like, their head is stuck in between up to their neck, so it's kind of
like when you were a
poking
kid,
out.
what you did. Your
It's
ears
like-
kept
yeah.
you from
So
keeping.
it's poking out over the side of the staircase, and he pushes this heavy ass dresser hard enough to just smash his head right off. Like,
Yeah.
squish it.
Honey, I fixed the newel.
I fixed the newel post. You get a really good visual of his head sort of squishing to the side, and then if you watch the unrated version, there's a good visual of the decapitated neck just squirting blood.
Yeah, I don't think we got that. I think
No, we didn't get that on Tubi.
I think on Tubi, it's just he hits it, and you do see the head fly off.
It's a quick movement of the head, but you don't see it come off.
Okay, yeah, there's definitely a cracking of the neck.
Right.
It's
It's kind
brutal.
of like the hobbling scene in Misery.
Yeah.
You don't really see the full thing.
I think Marie hears it first, right? She's like, "What the fuck is going on?" She
Marie
looks
is
down.
aware of the whole thing. Marie sees him come to the door.
That's right. When she hears the doorbell,
She gets
Right,
done
right.
masturbating.
And
she's done
stops
furiously
flicking-
masturbating.
Yeah, she stops
Yeah.
flicking the bean, and she looks out the window and she sees him. That's
Yeah.
what it is, right? But I think it's around this time actually Mom starts to finally.
Mom
be like-
wakes up.
She's like, "What the fuck?" And
Mom's
yeah.
death scene is fucking rad because of the
Oh, that's-
the,
yeah, a little
the
later.
slats, right? Let's talk about that real quick. So Marie starts running around the house looking for a phone, right?
Right.
And then
But she goes up to the bedroom first. That whole bedroom
She goes to
scene
the
happens.
bedroom. She locks herself. Well, she locks herself in, and she also does everything she can to make it look like nobody's been in
Yeah,
there.
she was so smart.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
she knows the killer is coming to her room, and she cleans everything
in the
as if she was never there. She wipes the sink
She
down,
wipes the sink because she took a drink out of the sink.
and you think maybe she hides in the tub, but she's not doing that.
Now, do you think? Yeah. What's interesting about this scene is you notice how everything she does in that scene is mirrored by everything he checks in that
Yeah.
scene.
Correct.
So she flattens everything out. He checks the he touches to see if it's warm.
Yeah.
He goes to the sink. He checks to see if the sink is dry. Like, I get why she did that, but like, do you think someone would really look for that?
Right.
He puts his finger into the faucet, and he gets a little bit of water.
A little drip there.
He checks under the bed. She's not there. She's laying
But
between.
he checks under the bed by lifting up the mattress, not by looking under.
She's actually was she under the bed or in between?
She was under, but she
was
had
under,
pulled
she
her
was
feet.
stooched up.
She
Right.
had pulled her feet further out, so he didn't see her when he lifted up the mattress. It wasn't like your typical American box spring or anything. It was just like a coil thing.
Right.
It's a French box.
Yeah. It's a French.
very strong, built to last.
But she does a fantastic job of covering her tracks.
Right. Or does she do a fantastic job? That's the
No, she
question we're
does.
getting to.
I
But
think
it's
she
easy
does.
to win.
Yeah, when Marie goes into the mother's room, right? And she's trying to find a phone jack. Is the mother out? Oh, the mother leaves the room and gets attacked.
Yeah, she
They don't-
sees
you don't
her-
see
Because the
that,
mother
though.
hears
She
something.
spends a lot of time looking at her husband's headless.
Yeah.
Yeah. She hears
starts staring.
something and then just sort of looks around
Yeah.
the corner.
So Marie goes in the room. She's looking for a phone jack. She finds the TV jack. I guess over there they have a TV jack. I think it's probably the cable.
Yeah.
And she determines that, this guy's coming back upstairs. Yep. She hides inside of a Jamie Lee Curtis closet, Halloween reference 78.
Yep.
And she's chilling in there. And then the mother comes back in. The mother's like crawling back in all bloody and fucked up. And then in comes, Buffalo.
And the mother reaches for a phone as well.
The mother reaches for a phone.
Like a hidden phone or something.
And, she has the, the big brick phone.
Yeah.
And he basically puts her down and you hear like some fucking sawing going on. Now, he also at one point cuts her throat.
He cuts her throat clean through.
Yeah. This is one of the best scenes in the whole movie. In terms of like just straight up horror.
When she comes out?
When she comes up, he cuts the throat in front of her. Marie's watching it. The blood is spraying all over the slats. And then when I think when he like cuts her throat again, and she hits the closet, and there's that moment where you're like, is she looking
There's
at Marie?
eye contact.
There's eye contact.
Yeah.
And then like the camera goes down every level as she falls to her death, which is crazier because then she hits the ground. You heard the sawing. You realize he wasn't like. I thought he cut her head off. He cut her hand off for grabbing the phone.
Yeah.
But then, like when Marie goes over to the body to like check her out, she fucking starts to fucking gurgle again.
Right.
That was sick. Yeah, with a huge gap. I mean, the cut in her neck, is like an inch wide and like 2 inches deep. It's ridiculous.
They played that in the uncut version too. Like he pulls it back, like and opens it wide up, and sprays everywhere.
Okay, yeah. Tubi did not do that.
No.
I'm kind of glad. Thank you, Tubi.
It's gratuitous is a good word to use for the amount of blood in this movie.
Well, it's not called New French softness. It's extremity.
Extremity,
buddy.
Extremity.
All right, Chris, how did you feel about the fact that this guy can't let the dog or the kid live?
The dog.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Like, so I remember the brother running out into the field, and I was just like, I forget if they show what happens to him.
No, they don't.
Or if it was implied.
They don't show it until after he drives away.
You see the body, yeah.
Yeah. And then afterward, wasn't a flashback of...
You see that at the very end, all the bodies left in the house.
But still, it was just like, yeesh.
He puts him down like a fucking animal. He uses
he chases, so the kid runs into the cornfield. Well, at this point, Marie had gone up into Alex's room and discovered Alex with, gagged and chained. And at the same time, you hear Tommy running outside and the killer running after him in the cornfield. And then you hear, a gunshot.
At what point did he kill the dog? I can't fucking remember.
That was when he killed the father.
Okay, it was
he kills the father, and then the dog goes over towards him. Yeah, you hear him barking. You hear like a noise, and he just throws the dog on the ground. It's like got a bloody midsection.
Yeah.
I
hate that.
Now, I hate that too. Do you notice now? Again, getting to what we're about to get to pretty soon. Do you guys notice? Watching this.
P.S. This is why Americans keep guns in the house.
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
If this shit was in Texas, this movie would be 15 minutes long.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It would have been 6 minutes long. It would have been their entire ride, right? Them talking about like boyfriends.
Yep.
It would have been him getting head from a fucking decapitated head, and then it would have been like he gets to the door, he takes a swing, and they just blow him away.
Like a 44 Magnum.
Tommy comes out. Tommy comes out with the Blaine fucking.
Tommy does it.
Yeah, Tommy. Exactly.
Actually, truth be told, I don't know what time this all occurs, but anytime the doorbell rings, do you really just go over and answer it?
No,
I would not. I'm just who's here?
Matter of fact, we've had...
and that doorbell would have woken up the whole entire house.
I do the young Clemenza from The Godfather 2. I just stand with my gun pointed where a head would be at the doorway. Like, fuck out of here, dude. I'll ring my bell at 2 a.m.
It's your Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
I know. That's why the gun's here.
There's nothing more alarming than being woken up by like an alarming sound. I have a house alarm in this house, and we set it at night. And just the other night, we have an issue with one of the screens where it's going off, and at like fucking 3 a.m. it went off. And I mean, I'm telling you, man, when that fucking thing goes off, and one of the last times it happened was maybe beginning of last year, Netflix did a documentary series on Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. I watched that. Night 1. I watched Night 1. 2 hours of fucking Richard Ramirez like killing people in California in 1982 or whatever.
Through windows.
And climbing through windows in the middle of the night. our fucking alarm went off.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, it's bad enough when my smoke alarm goes off. The battery's dead. It starts beeping.
Oh, dude, before you leave, I should set the alarm off so you hear what this fucking thing sounds like.
no.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it sucks. Imagine being woken up by that, and it's happened multiple times.
No thanks.
It's happened multiple times. All right, so did you guys notice something that I've seen this movie before? So I guess there's two ways to look at this movie. The first time you see it, where you don't know what's happening in terms of there is a twist, and the second time you see it, where you're watching it knowing what you know. Every time, even from the beginning, that Marie comes to Alex, she's fucking terrified.
Yeah.
And you think she's terrified because she just went through a terrifying ordeal.
Right.
Which is true.
Why wouldn't she look terrified?
Why wouldn't she look
Exactly.
terrified? But as you start to learn what we learn, you're like, it makes so much more sense. Can we talk about it? Can we get there yet? We're going to get there yet or no?
Not
No?
yet.
Okay, all right.
Let's not get there yet.
All right, let's not get there yet.
Hold.
All right, so they're out of the house now.
Right. So the killer grabs Alex and drags her into his truck.
Right.
And in the meantime, Marie has
Drags her into the creeper's truck.
into the creeper truck. Yes, you're absolutely right. Marie has
Be eating you.
sanctioned a kitchen knife and has made her way into the truck as well. So the killer locks them both in. He's unaware that Marie is also in there, and they drive off.
Yeah, she's going to try to kill the killer. She's waiting for him to show his face in the back of the truck, but instead he just slams the door and locks it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, I guess I'm coming for the ride with you, and we'll get him later.
Now, Manster, not saying favorably or not, you mentioned before, I think before these guys got here, we talked about this a little bit. What does this remind you of?
All right,
Because
so-
you're not the only person that I've
Look.
kind of reading about this. What does this remind you of?
About 5 to 10 minutes into this film, I'm watching it, and I'm like,
You read a lot of Dean Koontz?
wow, this is such a ripoff of a Dean Koontz book that I read many, many years ago called Intensity.
Great book.
Yeah, I read that.
Now,
too.
I read a lot of Dean Koontz, and I'm a big Stephen King fan. And, Dean Koontz came around a little bit after. But every Dean Koontz book is basically the same book. However, Intensity is amazing. It's a great book. It was made into a miniseries, I don't know, CBS, whatever, with John C. McGinley and Molly.
I always remember the
something
name
or
of that
other.
character. It was Edgeler Foreman Vess.
Yeah, Edgeler Vest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a great movie. It was a great book. You can't top it, and this movie rips it off.
Okay, all right. Doesn't
Yes.
mean you dislike this movie. It just means you're saying that this is derivative of it?
It's very derivative of it.
Okay.
You've got the girl going to the other girl's house, the killer coming in, killing the family, kidnapping the girl. The other girl gets into the same truck. It's all the same,
But
Only
was
the
it French?
names have changed.
but French. But French.
But French. All right.
All right. So at this point, I'm thinking, all right, I like this better when it was called Intensity, but I'm still digging it.
All right. We move along in the vehicle, and now we stop somewhere.
Ah.
We stop at what looks like
Because
fucking...
you always stop to get gas.
You have to
when you have a kidnapped woman in the back of your be eating you truck.
Well, did you also notice that it seems like from his uniform, this guy worked for that company? It was the same logo.
I didn't notice. I did not know.
of the gas station.
Of the gas station.
Oh, I didn't.
And the guy at the gas station seemed to know him.
Well,
They definitely
Jimmy.
seem to know each other.
Jimmy definitely knew the killer.
So,
guys, I hate to correct you, but
Oh,
it's
good.
the petrol station.
petrol.
Oh, you're right.
And you could pay in francs or euros. It gave you the option.
That's
Oh,
right.
did it really?
It gave you the option. Yeah, It absolutely
Oui.
did. Did you notice this place was like the French 76 truck stop? Like when you look at it, it looked like a big kind of modern Cumbies. And then when they go into it, there's like lockers and fucking showers and everything.
Yeah, it was
So
strange.
It seemed like like the kind of place where
By the way, Intensity also stopped at a gas station.
Okay. All right. Fair. We get the gas station scene where he's out, he's filling the tank up, and she manages to get out. Murray gets out of the vehicle, tells Alex, I'm going to go inside and get help.
Right.
She gets inside, and then we have this whole little, maybe 10-minute scene of cat and mouse between the killer.
She warns Jimmy first, though.
Right.
Right. She does get inside while the killer is still pumping gas.
Right.
Yeah,
She
but
says
she doesn't have much time before he makes his way in. But she does try to warn him to call the police. And I don't remember if she says somebody's been kidnapped, but she says call the police.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
all of a sudden she's got to fucking hide because
Yep.
here he comes.
And Jimmy's acting a little
Squirrely.
a little squirrely. Yeah.
which the killer kind of notices. They obviously have some kind of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about sunglasses and the things the guys talk about. Now you said the Maniac connection. Did you know about Jimmy?
You mean the actor?
The
Jimmy?
actor who plays Jimmy is Frank Calhoun, who directed the 2012 Maniac remake.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
that's what that is.
So he's also director.
What I was referring to was it was reminiscent when she was hiding in the bathroom, in the Maniac with Joe Spinell going into the bathroom and the girl in there.
Subway.
Yeah, and Subway, and also the greasiness of him. And
At least he didn't make all those weird noises.
Spinell certainly has the
right.
greasiness a little bit over this guy.
a little over the top,
Oh, yeah. Spinell was definitely greasier.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Chris,
about it.
But it was a
Have you
good
ever seen-
homage to the
And
greasiness.
apparently asthmatic.
You've seen Maniac 1980?
Yes, the original Maniac. Yeah.
So our killer here, the French killer,
Yeah.
or Joe Spinell, gonna stick his thumb in your mouth. Which one you taking? Yeah, he's gonna root, and he's not gonna just stick it. He's gonna fucking root around for a bit, Chris. He's trying to hit that little fucking that ball thing in
uvula.
the back, the uvula. He's gonna touch uvula.
I got it.
Whose finger do you got?
I'm going European.
You're going European.
Yeah.
That's a dirty-
Manster, you gotta suck a greasy guy's thumb. Is it 1980 Joe Spinell or this fucking clown?
I'm going Spinell.
I'm going Spinell because Spinell's hands look cleaner.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, yeah. Because this guy's hands, you're right. His nails when he had his, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
That was the worst.
And-
I have a big problem with dirty fingernails.
Yeah,
And as soon
this
as
guy had 'em
I
in
was like,
spades.
No, there's a nail brush for a reason. You
yeah.
gotta get in
Take
there.
take care of yourself there,
Clean,
buddy.
Yeah, clean that up, man. Make him look nice.
Clean
So we get a little bit of cat and mouse between him and Jimmy.
Yeah.
He seems to know something's going on. Vis-a-vis, he slams Jimmy in the chest with a fucking axe, right?
yeah.
Murders the fucking shit out
Just
of
like The
Jim,
Shining.
right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was based on The Shining. That's what I read anyway.
It felt
that
like
scene.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. it was
Hal-
right in the
Hal-
center-
Halloran or
right in the
whatever?
center
Yeah,
of the
Dick
chest.
Halloran. Yep.
Yeah.
I hate that scene in The Shining. Poor fucking Scatman Crothers. He's
know.
just trying
All for nothing, man.
For nothing. He was sitting.
Trying to help.
He was sitting watching TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
When
In Florida.
In Florida.
Fucking
Florida.
nice and warm.
Makes
He's
his
got-
way all the way to Colorado.
Doesn't he? He has like a TV dinner.
Yeah.
He's living his fucking best life, and this fucking little telekinetic
Danny
motherfucker
Lloyd.
needs
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
And he does. He goes and helps, and this guy gets a fucking axe,
Gets an
to
axe
the chest.
for it.
Yeah.
Well, if he had the shine, he would have saw it coming.
He had the shine.
He had the shine.
Did have the
Ah,
shot.
so
Not enough, not as
frustrating.
much as Danny.
Yeah.
So frustrating. All right.
Sorry.
So now what happens next? Marie steals Frank's car, right? Or Jimmy's car.
First, there's the whole business down in the bathroom
Oh, yeah.
area.
Because he searches the men's room.
Right.
Yeah, he's searching around for her, and
Or-
she's
Yeah.
covering her tracks pretty well. As
Well, of course she is, because goddamn, we can't talk about it.
Whoa. But there's and listen, it's a very tense scene. Like
It is tense. This
Is
movie
it-
has
is it-
so
it's
many tense moments.
Aha is very good at creating tension. In
It
a
is
film.
aptly named.
Let me ask you a question right now, all right? Without saying what the twist is, because there are some listeners who are listening right now that know what we're talking about, and some who do not. Who are
If you
just like,
don't, stop.
yeah, if you don't, you can go watch it.
You should go watch
But
it.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Straight up, let me ask you an honest question, and then we'll
tell me
Here we go.
you and me together.
Oh. All right, Chris.
Yes.
Would you rather this movie be a straightforward kind of home invasion
You're
slasher
getting
movie?
too far. You're already getting too
You
far.
think I am?
Yeah, too much.
we're
Too
not
much.
there
All
yet.
right.
We're
Not
there
yet. Not yet.
I'll just.
You're right. We do have to talk about that.
All right. God damn it.
Not yet.
I know.
We'll circle back.
Yeah,
circle back.
Circle back.
Circle back.
Circle back.
I
All
say
right.
that in meetings every day, all day.
Let's circle back.
Let's circle back. We'll take this offline.
Do you do this too with the
Do you
circular
do the
motion?
circle motion?
I don't do the circle.
Guys, we're going to need to circle back on this one.
Because that solidifies it when they see the motion.
Yeah.
Larry, we don't know what you're talking about unless you do the circle thing.
I got.
He means
Yeah,
circle.
that's it. Circle back.
Okay, yeah.
I got to be honest. You guys are on F. We're still on C over here. So
Yeah.
can we just circle back to that in a few minutes?
See, that worked.
Yeah. Let's get fucking back to that.
Now
All right.
I understand.
So yeah, there's the whole game going on in there.
Right. So then she gets off again, scot free. He doesn't find her hiding in the gas station. While she's hiding and taking a celebratory drink of water from the sink while he leaves, he takes off.
Gone. He's got the
He's
girl.
gone. And she's like, "What the fuck?" So she's like, "Perfect timing. I'll call the cops."
Yeah.
And then she does what
Except
I
I don't know
love.
where I am.
She does what I love in these movies when you call the cops. And they're like, "Yes, we want to help you," and then you're like, "Fuck you," and I hang up on
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Yeah, that's like my favorite thing when they're like, "Where are you?" And she's like, I don't know because I can't just walk outside and look at the sign.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I just need to say, fuck you.
This isn't the kind of place that has the phone number on the phone, probably.
Yeah. There's probably 100 different ways she could figure out where she is. But
I was literally yelling at her, just go outside and look.
There's a sign. Go look at it. You just tell him hey, I'm at this fucking Super 7 and...
Yeah, the guy's name was Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy worked here, and now Jimmy's got an axe in his chest. There's a whole lot of things you could do.
Yeah, Jimmy got hollering here.
But
I can't do nothing about it.
So now she hangs up on the cops because she's fucking pissed. She's saying, if I fucking burn the place down...
You'd know where I was.
Right.
Yeah. And so she hangs up, and then she's like, fuck, what am I going to do? And she sees Jimmy's gun, and then she finds Jimmy's keys, and she's like, well, Jimmy's got a car.
Nice car, too.
Jimmy's got a
What
car.
was that?
It's like Seinfeld. Jimmy's got a car.
It's probably something French. Maybe a Citroën.
Yeah, Citroën. Very good.
It was a Chateau
Alfa Romeo.
It
I
was. I think it was a late '90s Citroën Daytona. Yeah.
Do you have parts for that?
I probably don't. Yeah, probably.
It was a nice car. Let's just.
It was a nice car.
It was a nice car.
Yellow.
So
Yeah.
When we get to it,
Yeah.
is where this really starts to fall apart.
It started to fall apart way earlier, Larry. I got to be honest with you. Yeah.
Stop. Calm down. But for me, and we'll get to it, this is where questions, where I'm like,
All right, we'll bring us through the next bit here.
she's following at a good distance. She's doing a good job. You know, you watch these movies, people don't usually know how to tail somebody. But she's tailing him good. She's keeping far enough back.
Yeah.
And then he turns down and
He takes a hard right.
takes a hard right down a dirt road. Let's call it a dirt road. Definitely not a finished road. And she smartly drives right by. She keeps going. But then she stops, turns off the lights, backs up.
She circles back.
Circles back. She circles. I didn't do the circle part. She circles back. And she starts following him again at a pretty good clip, but no lights on. But then he sees her.
Right.
He sees her, and he fucking...
Well, it's yellow.
Disappear. Yeah, it's a yellow sports car.
It looks like Bumblebee.
Yeah, it does look like Bumblebee.
Certainly.
And she's starting to get a little tired.
She's
Looks
falling
like
asleep at the wheel.
She's falling asleep at the wheel. She loses him. She's like, where the fuck did he go? All of a sudden, you get a fucking scene of her rearview mirror, and motherfucker's right, fucking Jeepers Creepers right behind. Right,
because somehow there's like circle around roads in the woods.
You got to do the circle.
There's a circle around road.
Yeah.
Somehow
There
that we
might
didn't
be.
see.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of roads they have in France.
Yeah.
This could be
French.
very normal to
In
have
France.
a circle
We got
around.
like the roundabouts here, like they have them in,
Yeah. They have them in the woods over there.
Yeah, they got them in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
So anyway, he ends up behind her. She's like, "Fuck, the jig is up."
Jig is up.
Right.
People don't say that
Yeah.
enough.
I like
finally
it. Let's bring
found
it,
me.
Let's bring it back.
Gadzooks, the jig is
She's
up.
like, "Gadzooks, the jig is up," and so she fucking tries
Blimey.
she tries to gun it, which is never wise when you're on a dirt road in France.
Right.
In a
In a
sports
yellow
car.
car.
You don't
Yeah.
know where you are. But it doesn't matter because obviously the beating you truck is faster because it's just fucking smashing the back of her and then knocks her off the road, flips the car, but she gets out.
Yep. She's beat up.
She's beat up. Oh, she gets out. She's hurt real bad. She's got a serious cut on her arm. It's fucking literally pouring blood down her arm. She's got a pretty good head wound.
Yep.
But
And that's the cover of the DVD.
Yeah, but that is right.
Yeah.
But she makes it to the greenhouses.
Yes.
There's a set of greenhouses that she goes to hide in, because obviously, of course, he's by now parked.
And this is the bit where he's got the thumb in the mouth.
He's sort of like
he's looking
traipsing
for
through
her.
the woods looking for her.
Yeah, he's looking for her. He's got a flashlight because, of course, he's resourceful. So he's trying to find her in the fucking in the greenhouses. The greenhouses are like connected. There's like 5 or 6 of them, and you can go in between them. And she's going in between. And then she finds what looks to be like maybe like a fence post.
Yeah.
Covered in some
Like
barbed
a barbed wire
wire.
post.
She wraps it up real good. Now she's following his flashlight, and she's like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go get him." So she makes her way toward the flashlight and finds the flashlight just hanging from a string dangling there.
God damn it, he's clever.
And she realizes she's like, "Oh, done fucked up." All
Yeah.
of a sudden,
He got me.
The jig is up.
She doesn't have time to circle back because he jams the fucking piece of plastic over her face.
Yeah.
Wrestles her to the ground and kind of smothers her. But yeah, so she passes out, And then
Were any of you guys, like, when this happened, were you thinking fingers into the mouth to
I'm
rip
like, yeah,
open?
why aren't you poking?
Fingers in mouth. Poke it open.
That's how you do it.
Well, actually, I'm thinking, of course, I'm thinking my daughter learned a new move in Hapkido to get out of situations like this. And I'm like, just fucking big step, go back, take his fucking leg. And I'm like,
I honestly, let me ask you guys a question, a horror movie question, right?
Yeah.
Chris, start with you. Okay. Whenever I see a movie like this where something like this happens, right? Mm-hmm. In my head, I think, guy's got the sheet of plastic over my head. I'm obviously going to die soon if I don't do something. Just play dead, drop down. But then the other half is what if when you drop down, this guy is like thorough, and when you're just laying there pretending, he fucking does it. Do you think the same way? Do you ever think play dead? But play dead could be worse, right?
I always think like, yeah, play dead.
Fight
but I'm
back.
like, no, I'll get the one guy who will probably be thorough.
Right, you hit the ground playing dead, and he just pulls a gun out and blasts you in the head. You know what I mean?
And I did it for nothing.
You
guys,
did it for
listen,
nothing.
I'm going to tell you, and everybody listening, fight back.
Oh yeah,
Always fight back.
That's the only way.
Don't play dead because that's exactly what's going to happen. As soon as you drop, he's going to stab you in the back of the fucking neck. Because good killers make sure that the fucking job is done.
All right.
You know what I mean? Fight back. Figure out some.
Yeah,
First of all,
100%.
poke a hole in that fucking plastic so you can breathe.
Yeah, breathe.
And
We
then
need you to
fucking
breathe.
fight back. So then she wakes up on the ground, and like John said, this guy is like, "Oh, you like Alex too?
Oh, he's fucking.
Oh, she turns me on too,
Oh, I like." He's like Pepe Le Pew, basically. And then
he is.
He's
He is,
essentially-
absolutely.
yeah.
And then he jams his fucking gross, unclean fingers.
They look. There's a sheen about them, a
Yeah.
greasiness.
Not a
He's
Charlie
just covered
Sheen.
with a film of spittly
Just a
grease.
gross-
I gotta
word.
say it.
Yeah.
I gotta say it's still not as bad as Vegemite.
Okay, fair.
Probably right.
Yeah.
So while he's jamming his gross fingers, and I've never figured out, does she pick up a watermelon? Is it a squash?
I don't know.
What is she?
Yeah, it
It's
seemed
a
to be
gourd
some
of
It was like a
some
gourd.
sort.
That was a sharp fucking gourd.
Yeah.
good word. It was a gourd. I think I said to Lindsay, I said that was a gourd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a lot
You
of
don't
blood.
say that enough,
Yeah.
really.
Oh well.
That
I
was a
mean,
gourd.
look. What season is this? Like, you
Yeah.
know, vegetables can get hard if they're not
could.
ready. You know.
Yeah.
So she bashes him with a vegetable,
Yeah.
and then she's still close enough to her wooden,
Her Negan
Fucking-
stick.
her
Her
Negan stick.
Lucille. Yeah.
That's right.
and this is another scene that in the uncut version is a much bloodier.
Even in the Tubi version, she fucks him up.
Fucks him up bad.
And I love the. I didn't write it down. I should have, but I guess the guy who did a lot of the practical effects of the blood and gore in this was a favorite of Italian
Fulci.
Fulci.
Yeah, he
This
did
guy-
the stuff on Zombie.
Okay, so this guy was like a favorite who's been around forever, very famous. I wish I wrote that down. I apologize,
Yeah,
my good
you
sir.
really fucked up.
Sir,
I don't know his
jig
name.
is up.
I don't know his name either, but he did the
Dieu.
effects on Zombie.
Yeah.
He's one of Fulci's guys.
when she pounds on him in the face, and you could see the individual
Yeah.
barbed wire,
and they all bleed separately.
Yeah.
It was a very well done effect. So, of course, as a good killer, he's not completely done. He pops back up one more time.
One more time.
But she fucking offs him.
No, fuck you.
She finishes the fucking job, and then she goes back for Alex.
We can talk about it now.
Well, so she goes back to the truck. She finds Alex. She's like, "It's fucking done. You're free."
Yeah, you're done. I killed him.
Yep.
You're free.
She's like, "He's fucking," and she starts cutting. And Alex is still terrified.
Super terrified.
She frees her. She unchains.
she still
finds
has the knife.
Yeah, Alex. That's right. Alex still has the
She's-
knife that Marie left with
She's
her.
cowering from Marie too. Every time, even earlier, whenever Marie would get near her, she's not just like seems afraid. She's cowering from her in particular. Yeah.
But it's definitely more obvious now.
yes.
Yeah. So she's like, "Hey, no, I know you're scared. It's good. He's dead. I fucking got him. We're free. You're free." And Marie ain't. I mean, Alex isn't happy.
I think before she says it out loud, because she says it out loud, we get the flashback to the cop at the Super Gulp, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
He's-
get
yeah,
that.
he's
I think
watching the
earlier.
footage.
Yeah.
Well, and what happens, Chris? He's watching the footage.
He's watching footage of what happened to Jimmy.
Yeah.
Chris, say it out loud. What happened to Jimmy in the video footage that he sees?
At the gas station. Or petrol.
The petrol.
Yes,
petrol. He was stabbed in the chest with that axe hatchet, not by the guy, Marie.
Fuck.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marie swung the axe to kill Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get...
Is it at this
Is it
point
then
that
we
you
get
see
flashbacks to the
different
house?
flashbacks?
So we see that from the police's point of view, and he's
Right.
like, murder.
That's that's on videotape.
That's on videotape.
The police are investigating the petrol
He
station.
sees that.
and he sees that.
Then we go back to the two of them talking, and she's like, "You did all this.
Right, or Alex
You murdered
is saying,
my family.
You murdered my
you
family.
did all this." And that's where we learn, for good or for bad, for this movie, that there was no
Gerard Depardieu.
that the killer all along was Marie,
Yeah.
who's obsessed with Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We find out in the beginning when she's saying nothing will ever come between us again, is she decided that she's going to fucking kill her whole family and have her for herself.
Which is why every time Alex mentioned a dude, she was just like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck?" Like,
Shut your
Right.
fucking mouth.
Yeah, you're a
right?
slut. You're a
nothing
dirty
will ever
slut.
come between us. And this was all foreseen. Do you remember at the beginning, she was telling her about the dream she had, where she
Yeah.
was bloody running through the forest.
Right, 'cause
Well, who
it
was
does-
chasing you? It was me.
It was me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was right
Because in the
there.
beginning of the movie, you see the scene where she's running through the woods
Yep.
and comes across that car.
It was her.
So Alex it starts to run. She's scared. And Marie, at this point, she's fucking full-blown bonkers.
Well, did she stab her? I think she stabs her,
her.
right?
She stabs her.
and then runs away from
stabs
her.
her and runs away.
Yeah.
Marie finds a fucking concrete saw.
Is that what that thing
Yeah.
is?
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
like
'cause
that's
Alex
like a
finds the
chainsaw
guy-
times a
Where do
trillion.
you just find that?
That's the same thing that like Michael Myers
I
kills
guess
a
the
bunch
guy
of
had
those
it
fire.
in his truck.
Oh,
Like a firefighter would have that, or that's like used to cut like the roof off a car and shit.
Yeah.
Those things are fucking. Yeah, that's not a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Those things are hardcore.
That's a
When
concrete
the
saw.
jaws of life don't work.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, Marie had it, and she chases after her.
have it, Lloyd, because there is no guy.
Yeah.
That's where this whole movie falls apart.
Well, that's a
All right,
strong statement, my
we'll
friend.
get there.
All
but-
right. Lloyd, why don't you give us the end of the film in terms of like
All right,
what happens between these two?
So now they're running, Marie is running, Alex is running from Marie through the woods. She comes into a road and there's a car driving. She flags down a driver. She gets in the car. The driver's having trouble starting the car to get away.
Typical.
And this is a flashback to the beginning of the movie. And then Marie comes, but to the viewer, to the audience, to us, it looks like the killer. It looks like the man. He jumps up on the car. He starts jamming through the windshield with his concrete saw, and he just disembowels the driver of this car.
Fuck.
In the
Him
uncut
up.
version, you see a lot more there.
Yeah, you only really see blood,
Oh,
like
right.
huge blood spray in this
You
one.
see a
Yeah.
lot more in the
In the meantime, and this was didn't really matter, but I guess Alex in the back of the car got a shard of glass to cut her Achilles. So she grabs a crowbar, I believe, from in the car, and she just starts backing away like crab crawling backwards down the road, while Marie is chasing her and has the saw, and then makes her say, tell me you love me, kind of like all this stuff, and the girl says, oh, I love you, and then they embrace, and then
kisses
Alex,
her. She like starts making out with
they
her.
embrace and they start kissing, and then Alex takes the crowbar that she has and just jams it right up through her chest, like from under the rib cage to behind the shoulder blade, something like that.
It's hot.
Puts her down.
Puts her
She's
right
alive.
down. Yeah.
And then the end of the movie, we have the beginning of the movie.
Right.
Right.
But this time we see Alex on the other side of the window, and she's saying all this stuff, and all right,
Yeah.
that's hot tension.
And you see what's her name? You see Marie inside this room,
Right.
like insane asylum, all chained up and stuff. And
And Alex is like, she can't see me, right?
Yeah.
'Cause she's
Right.
behind but then Marie would
She looks-
reaches
yeah.
out.
yeah,
She's
it's
gonna
just
look
one of
at
those creepy, like Carrie type moments.
She knows. All right, so let's circle back to my question.
Yeah, let's circle back around.
Chris, would you prefer this movie? Now we haven't talked about rating yet, or we'll do all that, and there's questions.
8 out of 5.
Would you
Oh,
prefer
sorry,
this
sorry.
movie if it was a straight up home invasion, actual the killer's the killer thing, or do you prefer the twist which puts everything on its ear?
I still prefer the twist.
Okay. I saw this once many years ago.
Yep.
I remember thinking the twist was really clever many years ago. Now I wish this was just a regular like slasher home invasion movie that didn't have that. Manster, what do you think?
I think the twist it does not work because it just falls apart logistically. Every time you go back and say, well, what was this, what was that. It doesn't make any sense. The movie would have been better with more clever writing. Maybe you can keep the twist, but have more clever writing to understand it. Otherwise, just give me a straight up normal horror movie ending. You know, an invasion movie where they kill the killer or whatever. That would have been better. I would have enjoyed that much better because I really liked the movie until the twist. The twist just fucking ruined it for me.
All right, not an unusual opinion on this movie, by the way. Larry, you love this movie, but in the end, do you like the twist, or are you one of these people that's like, I love the movie, then the twist kind of
I think the twist has problems.
Yeah.
Like Lloyd said, logistically, the twist just opens up huge plot holes.
Oh, huge plot holes.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading a review from Roger Ebert where he said the twist leaves plot holes so large you could drive that truck through it.
Yeah.
And that's literally like the biggest plot hole. Like how's she driving two cars at once?
Right.
Yeah. Like there's so much that doesn't make sense anymore.
There's certain scenes. Okay, so Fight Club.
Some clever writing would have fixed all that.
Let's talk about Fight Club for 1 second with a very similar idea.
Right.
Right. Obviously everybody knows Fight Club.
Spoiler alert.
Right. So, but there's, when you think about Fight Club, at least when I think about it, I feel like everything they present on the screen works. Yes. And then, because there's that whole scene in the end when there's the reveal, and they go back and show how all this looked to other people. We're the audience. In this movie, there's certain things, like the blowjob with the decapitated head scene. That's only there for us as the audience.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I understand the movie is the audience's thing, but that's fake storytelling right there.
It's fake storytelling. That's it.
There was really no need for that.
It makes no sense. The only way that would have made sense.
Opening up.
No, it doesn't make sense because once you reveal the twist, and the twist is that everything is from Marie's perspective.
Right.
Everything else is illegitimate.
But wait.
Nothing else matters.
Listen
it's
to this,
all
though.
from her perspective and from her brain.
When I said earlier that I had a problem because that scene took place in daylight, right? And it took place before they got there. If that scene was concurrent while she was masturbating, it would have worked for me. If she's in the bed masturbating, and then they show this guy's in a cornfield at night getting this blowjob, they're the same person. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, this is her imprinting, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, but they showed that the first thing in the movie is basically what they showed.
That's what I'm saying. It would have worked. It would have worked if they showed them together. And then at the end you'd go, oh, she was jerking off. He was, that was it. But that one scene out of all the scenes in this movie bothered me more than anything. Because that scene was only there. It should not have been there at all.
That established something right from the very beginning that was unreliable.
When it should have established to you that you're dealing with a fucking insane killer.
Right.
But now you've taken that away. What was that scene?
An unreliable narrator is cool in a movie or in a book or something, but like when you're showing stuff that just didn't happen, that's where I feel like, everything else, the whole murder in the house in the beginning, right, Chris?
Yeah.
If they had just showed that later on from like how she did everything, you'd go, oh, she did all that. She rammed his head and everything. But like that one fucking scene.
Yeah, that one. So
makes no sense.
This brings me back to when we play Movie Buff. I always go back to one movie, The Shining, Misery.
Yeah.
Okay. And in that movie, there's a quote by Annie Wilkes, and she's talking to James Caan, Paul. He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodle car.
Right.
That's it. You're showing us something, and you're lying to us right from the start. Can't rely on you.
So let me explain that. If you're asking me two different movies, which do I prefer? I still prefer the twist.
Okay.
But like the alternative is a straight up house invasion.
Yep.
Where there is no prisoner being taken without explanation. Everyone dies. And is that really an entertaining film?
Oh, it can be an entertaining.
He was obviously a fucking sexual predator too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So he would have still kidnapped Alex.
It could have been an entertaining film if it became Marie attempting to save the woman she loves.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, this happened and I'm stuck. It's essentially like Lloyd said, intensity. That's what happens in intensity is the one girl, they're not lesbians or there's no like feeling that way, but the one girl has to save the other girl from this guy.
Right.
And this movie does that for fucking hour and 19 minutes of its hour and 29-minute runtime. And then it fucking takes this twist. this twist that makes no sense.
It just pulls the rug out from everything.
It pulls the rug out from everything. This was the first time I had seen it since many years ago, and it was the first viewing at the second viewing. So yes, I was paying attention to certain things. When she says the dream in the beginning, that's the ending. When she's talking about boys, she's getting mad.
Yeah.
When she goes near her, she cowers. That's all cool and great and all. But in the end, it takes away from the final product especially when you got, like you said, she's driving 2 cars.
Yeah.
Right? What the fuck is going on here? You're making this point to show us this stuff, but is it really happening? Is it not happening? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I remember saying, because I remember trying to justify it the first time I saw it, and saying to myself, well, maybe she was just imagining driving fucking Bumblebee, and she was actually driving the Jeepers Creepers truck, and she flipped that. But then when she goes to get Alex, it's not flipped.
Right, it's not flipped.
It's not flipped.
So how did she get those injuries that when she flipped I was like, none of this.
And that would have been nice. That would have been a cool scene where after it comes into light what's happened,
right,
she goes back and the truck is on its side.
Right.
Fuck, she was driving the truck. That was her, right?
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe that's what. And then I'm like, no, because she goes back to get her in the fucking truck. So, like, what did she flip? I'm like, none of this makes sense.
All right.
And then I was maybe thinking that the fight with the guy is her internal struggle of what she should do with Alex.
Well, I was starting to think stuff like that too. I'm like, is all of this where she's like hiding from him? Like, it does. I will say it does make the scene when she cleans her room cool, because when you go back and watch it again, you're like, okay, everything she fixed, he checked, because that's her. Like, so she's like, what would I do? Well, I know what I would look for because I'm fucking this guy,
Same
But
thing
I
with the
tricked
bathroom.
myself.
the bathroom and all that
Same
stuff.
thing.
But yeah, you're right. Like when they're fighting and everything, is it like, what is happening? I would have liked to have seen that. I would have liked to seen Alex's perspective. Like, I would have liked to have almost seen like the Fight Club scene where she's like hitting herself in the head with the fucking with the barbed wire bat, and like, she's all fucking crammed
Even
up.
something like that. They just didn't go far enough.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even feel like there was a cop out. I just feel like they didn't have the skills.
They didn't
have the skills to deliver the ending.
They relied on that twist.
Yeah.
And thought it was clever enough that they didn't have to explain more.
But they're wrong.
No, they are wrong.
Yeah.
It was problematic.
All right, Larry, what are we rating this on? What's the scale?
French baguettes.
French baguettes.
French baguette.
All right, as we always do.
The 5 French baguettes.
As we always do on Pint of Horrors, we're going to discuss this in 0 to 5 scale. 0 being the absolute worst, 5 being the absolute best. Half and quarter scale optional. We're going to start with the Manster.
You start with me. All right.
Manster, what do you give 2003's
Intensity.
High tension. Oh, intention. Look, this movie is filled with high tension. It like I said, it is aptly named. It has got a great soundscape. The score of this movie, even the soundtrack of this movie, is really good. But it really falls apart with this nonsensical twist. All right. Like I said, it would have worked better with more clever writing, or maybe if they just went with the home invasion thing and just ended that story. I like that there was a twist, and I wish they could have figured that twist out, but they didn't. I liked the movie a lot until that, and that really ruined it for me. But I can't give it a bad score because I liked the movie until the ending.
Right.
So I think originally I was going to give it a 2.5, but I'm going to give it a 3, just because I really liked everything until the end.
Okay.
Three French baguettes.
Ooh. Delicious. All right, I'll go next.
With some butter. You know what that is.
What?
So
Butter.
Here's the thing with this movie. I think it is the twist doesn't work for me. I think years ago I thought it did. It does not work for me, and I was surprised because I knew what to expect last night when watching it, but then like the finished product, there was just so many things that were out of order that it really knocked it down in my mind. And in all honesty, maybe it's the Tubi version. So I'll be honest when I say that.
Maybe, yeah.
But even like the home invasion aspect of it, it's good, but it's not particularly scary. There's not enough that I could say was like super gory. Like, again, I understand we didn't see, what Larry saw.
Hiding in the closet, seeing all that.
No,
shit, that
no,
was
no, no,
super
no, no,
gory.
no. That was great. That was great. But there was just then it becomes this whole thing where they're on the road and like But you're right. There is a lot of tension in this movie. But the ending really fucking it shits the bed. I mean, it.
That's why it was so hard for me because I had a much higher score.
This bed is covered in shit.
Merde.
Mad.
Oh, is it poo poo?
Merde, we really shit this bed. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 2.25.
Blasphemy!
I'm gonna go 2.25. I still think there's a lot to like about this movie, and again, like you said, the scene with the mother was fantastic. That's nightmare inducing. The fingers in the mouth. I'm not gonna stop thinking about that for a while. But overall, man, the ending just shits the bed.
You ever get stabbed by a sharp gourd?
I have not.
All right. Then you don't know.
Mr. Arguing With Myself, arguingwithmyself.com, Facebook, find them all over the place, at Arguing With on Instagram. Chris, as we said, not a horror guy, but you like the twist. What do you give 2003's High Tension?
I'm not a horror guy, but I now realize why you have me guessing. Arguing with myself.
Yeah,
High
you
tension. I am me.
I thought it was to talk about your weird fucking bathroom situation at home.
Yeah, you're half window.
Yeah. I put it against the glass. Anyways, but this movie changed that. I now love horror.
This like put you over?
No, listen, I have my hang-ups with horror. And apparently my hang-ups can't compare to you two. I give it a 3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
I like it. It's good.
Fucking high.
Because high tension, like throughout, even rewatching it, I'm like, ooh, how are you going to get out of this situation? I found myself doing that a lot more.
Okay,
knowing the twist.
So the suspense works for you going in. Like
it still works. It still works. Yes, if you really like analyze it, you don't even have to really heavily analyze it. It doesn't work if you think about it.
Right. But if the tension aspect of it works for you, the suspense, look, Alien, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I always want Dallas to get out of that out of that vent.
Yeah.
I always am expecting him to get out of the vent. He doesn't. So that's a sign of a good movie that I can make you, upon the 100th viewing, still go, is he going to fucking make it this time?
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
All right, 3.5 high, but let's get over to Larry. I think this is going to be that might be low.
Interesting
for
story.
Larry's score.
That's right.
All right. So I admitted already that the twist doesn't really work. It's a problem, right? Despite that, this is a must-see. High Tension is insanely suspenseful through the first, 120? The full movie?
Yeah, it's 129. Yeah.
Okay, through the first 115. This movie is, for me anyway, and I've already said, I always say it, home invasion movies fuck me up. And I think, I don't know, maybe it's because I watched the uncut version, it's a lot gorier. But no, but because the suspense is still there. I've seen the rated R version. It's still a very suspenseful, very well done film. Aha knows how to really make a tense film. You see it with Crawl. You've seen it with The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
He's very good at it. And it's the kind of movie that I love to watch. It gets my heart racing. Twist doesn't really make sense when you sit there and peel it back. There's too much shit that happened that just doesn't add up. Other than that, this is still top quality. And like I said, when you talk about New French Extremities, this is one of the ones that you have to see. It's 4 French baguettes for me.
Ooh, 4. Wow.
Oof. A bottle of
must-see.
wine.
It's a must-see.
All right.
It really is.
Fair. All right.
Rewatchability?
No, I mean, I know where Larry's coming from because, like I said, I love this movie up until the twist. And I didn't want to give it straight up the middle because it really deserved more than that. But I couldn't go up to 4. It just hurt me so much.
I need to reread Intensity.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
I wish someone went back and matched things up better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Just if they would have done that, 4 or 4.5.
Took out the roadhead scene.
the roadhead scene that pisses me off. That scene,
Flip the truck. And,
flip the truck.
And,
gone the Fight Club way.
Let's write it.
If the twist would have somehow made sense, easily a 4, maybe 4.5.
Yeah, I would definitely venture into like high 3 territory for sure. It pissed me off, and It's funny because I always, like I said, I saw it years ago, and I think I liked it because I guess I just wasn't really paying attention that much.
Yeah.
Because you're like, holy shit, she's the, and
She's
this
the
is
killer.
also this is also
If you don't really sit back and peel back the onion,
right.
this is a great movie.
Yeah.
But if you try to figure, you're like, then this doesn't really make sense, does it? Because how is she and him?
Right.
Why is there how's there two cars? And that doesn't. If they had done a better job with that piece, yeah, this is goddamn close to a perfect fucking French horror film. But you lose some points for the insanity of just not making sense.
You know what Susan Powder always said, right?
No.
Stop the insanity.
Oh, yeah, stop it.
All right, so we're going to roll dice now for the next episode. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to www.connecticutcultclassics.com, Scary Larry's voting page, and we're each going to roll, and then we're going to tell you what the 4 movies that you can vote on for episode 6, which will be coming your way soon now that we're back on track. So, Manster, you're back. Roll the die.
Roll die. Here we go. Ready? 7.
Chris Frodell.
Let me just get this back up. 13.
Ooh.
Oh, good.
Love that number.
All right, I will go next. 10.
Oh shit.
All of them are open so
Yeah,
far.
usually this does not happen.
And Larry.
I am a 7, which
Someone just rolled 7.
Yeah.
17.
17.
Amazing.
Okay.
All right.
So where are we?
All right, so 7.
Lloyd started it off with 2007's Teeth.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the vagina movie.
That's the vagina movie. Yes,
All
it
right.
is. It is the
Good
vagina
call.
movie.
Vagina Denti or something.
Dentata.
Dentata, sorry.
Chris rolled a 13, this was a fun movie. Would You Rather, starring Brittany Snow,
I've heard of this, yeah.
Herbert West from Reanimator.
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Porn star Sasha Grey.
Oh, Sasha Grey. Yep.
Not doing porn in this
No.
movie.
No.
But she's in it.
She's a good girl now.
John, you rolled one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh.
2010's I Saw the Devil.
This one's been on the list
I was gonna
before.
say, yeah.
All right.
Oh, fuck, that's a movie. And then the one I rolled, 2017's The Lure.
Oh, fuck Lord.
Lure.
It's the mermaid movie.
It's the fucking Polish
You know what? Just give it to
mermaid
him.
movie.
You know what, though? These are my favorites when there's not a clear winner.
I think there is.
Well, no.
I think I Saw
All
the
right,
Devil.
can
as
you
a
say them
clear.
all again, Larry?
It is Teeth.
Teeth?
It is I Saw the Devil.
All right.
It is Would You Rather. And it's The Lure.
I think people are going to want to hear us
Okay.
talk about like pussy teeth. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
I think that's going to happen.
I Saw the Devil's the clear winner,
Yeah.
but I've never been right.
You've
when
never
I've
been
said-
right.
Yeah, no, you haven't.
I'm always
No, but a lot of what I'm
this
saying
the
is-
clear winner.
I know at least 4 people that would vote
That's awesome.
for I Saw the Devil.
Okay, all right, we'll get them to vote.
Yeah.
Manster, tell everybody out there about Pint of Comics, Pint of Horrors, where they can find all this good stuff.
Yeah, find this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, any of your podcatchers. And you know what? Go ahead and give us a rating. Give us a 5-star review. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Pint of Comics, and on Instagram it's at Pint_O_comics.
Chris, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Always wonderful. Larry, without you, we can't have the Scary Larry's Pint of Horrors.
That's right.
True. It would just be Pint of Horrors.
It would just be Pint of Horrors, and it would be a ton
How
less
fun
fun.
is that?
Be a ton less fun. Manster, say the words.
See ya.
Frank, we are leaving!